Okay, our guitar is all tuned up and we are ready. We have a rock solid strumming hand right now. Our guitar is in tune. We're comfortable in our chair. We have guitar picks close by. We know which way to hold the guitar and we're comfortable. This is great. Okay, now let's make our first chord. Well, the first chord that you'll probably see in music. All right, here we go. Even though E minor 11 does show up every now and again in certain genres and styles of music, we won't worry about that for now. We're going to start with a chord that you will see and that you will use. So here we go. We have a rock solid strumming hand. We're ready to go. We have whole notes. They get 4 beats. We have half notes. They get 2 beats. We have quarter notes. They get a single beat. We know that we're counting 4s again and again and again. Those 4s just repeat, and they're 4 beats per bar, or 4 beats per measure. There we go, rock solid. Let's focus on the fretting hand. Here we go. You want your second finger. Here's what we do. Second finger, here's your first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We want the second finger on the second fret. So let me take a moment. How do I know which one the second fret is? These bars that run perpendicular to the fretboard. Here's the fretboard. The fretboard lays on top of the neck of the guitar. These are frets, these little metal things here that run perpendicular along the fretboard. They're your frets. This is the nut of the guitar where all the strings, they're like little grooves and channels that run through here. That's the nut. And this right here is the first fret. Hello, first fret. That's the first fret. Here's the second fret. Here's the third fret. Here's the fourth fret. Here's the fifth fret. What we want is to place our second finger behind, here's the first one, behind the second fret. You don't want to play on the fret. You don't want to depress on the fret. You hear how it's kind of muddy and muffled. What you want to do is find that second fret, 1, 2, and move it back just a little bit. There, just behind it. And that'll give you a nice, clear tone. That's what we're looking for. And you don't want it too far back here by the first fret. What we want is just behind that second fret. Same thing for every fret. Just behind the third fret, just behind the fourth fret, just behind the fifth fret. So let's make this E minor 7 chord. E minor 7, second finger, second fret of the A string. Remember, this is the low E closest to your chin. And then we were tuning. The fifth string is the A string. And we put our second finger behind the second fret of that A string. All right? Now the trick is to have this depressed while all the other strings remain open. So if you have something that sounds like this, we aren't looking for that. We want all of these strings to ring true, but with your second finger on the second fret of the A string. That's what we're looking for. So you might have to wiggle around a little bit. And you want to try to play on the tips of your fingers as much as possible. Get that thing on the tip of the finger as much as you can. Just right, you know, if you were pointing at something, just put the tip of that. Here, I'll tell you what, I'll make this thing and you'll see a groove. This is where I play, and it will definitely make a line in your finger. We're going to develop calluses. This may hurt. These are metal strings or nylon strings in some cases. Either way, it will take time. This may hurt a little bit, but there you go. There's the little line or the little groove in my finger. It's okay. The more we do this, we'll toughen those fingers up. So we have this up on the tip of your finger. Now your thumb should be directly behind your finger. It's almost like pinching something. There you go. We can add force. We can add more force. We're used to doing that just put the guitar in between that up on the tip of your finger, and hopefully everything will ring true. And take some time before you go over to the play section. Take a little bit of time and listen to each individual string and ask yourself, well, is the low E string? Yeah, check. Yeah, check, that's a good. Sometimes that might, if we get a little lazy or a little sloppy there, that one won't come out right away. Make the extra effort now to develop good habits and make sure go through each string. Besides, it's good for your strumming hand to pick each individual note. Yeah, that one's there. That's what we're looking for. No thuds. We're through with the thuds. Well, actually, we aren't through with the thuds. There are a lot of thuds. Thuds are important. Or scratches or clicks. Sometimes I'll call these things clicks. Sometimes I'll say scratches. And sometimes I say thud. In this case, we want all of the strings to ring out in all of their glory. Here they are. Isn't that nice? There we go. It's a beautiful chord. It's beautiful. That's E minor 7. That's an E minor 7 chord. Always has been, always will be. Welcome to the E minor 7 club. Okay, let's go over to the play section. What do you say? Before we jump in to the play section, I want to let you know what to expect. When we make this E minor 7 chord, we're going to do something called make it and shake it. You will make this chord in the play section, and then we'll take the finger off, and it's kind of like playing beat the clock. You'll want to strum on beat 1, but take it off, shake it, put it back on. E minor 7 in time to strum on beat 1. It's a game when it's making music. So you'll make the chord, strum it, shake it out, put it back on, and then strum in time for beat 1. That's what we'll do throughout, well, most of the chords that we learn. We will end up making that thing, taking it off, shaking it, put it back on. So we'll do that for E minor, E major, A minor 7, A minor, C major. You name the chord, that's where we'll start in the play section for every new chord that we learn. And that'll help out. And then we'll start changing chords as well. So we'll jump from one chord that we already know to a new chord. And it'll all work out.